I wanted to kind of switch the topic a little bit, and get a perspective of what it was like to be a woman in a male dominated field, which is the military. I was wondering if you had any experiences you wanted to talk about or give your room
You
to
mean
talk
as
about.
I was treated differently because I was a woman? Is that what you're saying?
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
because nursing is a predominantly female profession, but the military is not predominantly female.
yes.
So things were, yeah. So um, the biggest thing that really irked me when I was in was that when um, when my husband and I eloped and got married, he was in his fifth year of a 5-year program in engineering at Ohio State. So when we got married, he came down and I got his blood test, done at the hospital, and then we went and got married and all that sort of stuff. And then I took him over to the ID place because he was married. We were married now, so he could get a dependent ID. So he did. He got a dependent ID, so he could go to the grocery store with me, commissary, PX. He could get medical treatment because he was my spouse. Well, then he graduated, and he was working at Annapolis, and I got transferred to Fort Meade, and so I went over. I said, you know what? Let's go get you a new ID because oh, I don't know why I wanted to. I forget. I guess I forget what I wanted to do, but I went over there and they were gonna. I said we need his ID, and this is why. Who's the military? I said, well, I'm military. He said, oh, he's not your dependent anymore. I said, what do you mean he's not my dependent? I mean, he's my husband. And they said, nope, he's not your dependent anymore. So he can't get. So he couldn't get an ID. He couldn't get medical care. He couldn't go to PX with me. He couldn't go to the commissary. Couldn't get on the post, without me being there. And it was only because because I said to them, what do you mean? It's because he's working on everything. I said, I work with nurses whose husbands are enlisted and they make twice as much as he do, and they're dependents, and they can go to the grocery store and they can do all these things. And they said, it's just the way it is. So that was in 70. I think it was in 72 or 73, somewhere around there. Ruth Bader Ginsburg brought a case like this to the Supreme Court of an Air Force woman whose husband could not get the treatment. Same thing happened,
Mhm.
and she brought that through, and the Supreme Court made a decision on it that was unconstitutional, and they could do that. So that was. I thought, well, I told him, I said, let's just keep that old ID card. It's still got a date on it. We're gonna go. I said, I think they're wrong, and you just come with me when we're going grocery shopping, stuff like that. So yeah, that kind of irked me a little bit. Most of the time, though, in the military, I just don't feel like I was in that long that I had a, but it was that part right there that really got me, was that just because he was a male and I was female, that he couldn't have the benefits of being my spouse in the military.